Sam is a baby Diplodocus. He was raised and born on the island, but his parents have died. Now he lives alone. He knows that he will have to move sometime. He is the only inhabitant of the island. Until he finds out that there's something else on the island. He finds a small dinosaur that seems to be fleeing the island. He goes over to investigate it, but it has completely disappeared from his sight. Sam goes over to drink some water. The problem with herbivores is that they get hungrier more than carnivores, so he will have to stick closer to coasts. He spots an extremely strange plant. The plant seems to be red. He's confused, and he will eat this tree. Until then, trying to investigate, he sees another one of them. He's going to attempt to eat this plant. To him, it seems to have done absolutely nothing. He's getting pretty tired, so he will sleep. He hears a strange breathing noise. He hears a strange exhaling noise, but he does not know what it is, so he just ignores it. Sam has fully restored. Sam makes out a time to see if he can swim to the island, but if he can swim off the island, but he is pretty skeptical due to his slow speed and his low health. Sam spots something in the ocean. Sam sees a Spinosaurus. He is worried. It is swimming to him. He can only do so long. Can only live so long before the thing gets in. Sam has grown up and now he lives with the herd. He has found a fellow dinosaur. He's the same species. Sam is growing bigger as the days go by. They say that the bigger you are, the more of a target you are. Sam is worried about that. Sam sights all of the carnivores that are there. They are taking down his fellow mate. Sam runs away, but they seem to be killing each other. Sam is scared and runs away. Sam continues to stay around the place. The carnivores are not hungry yet, but they will be soon. He doesn't have forever to stay in this place. Sam spots a wild Carnotaurus running around. Sam is sleeping. He is exhausted. Sam has woken up. Carnivores are heading his way. They seem to be attacking the other carnivores. One has fallen. Another one has fallen. One got absolutely kicked. One has fallen. The other runs away as he has been weakened. There has been a dinosaur onslaught. Sam sees carnivores, and then a carnivore suddenly appears out of nowhere. Sam will continue to stay in this environment until it is not safe anymore. Sam was wondering where his mate went, but suddenly another mate comes. The two carnivores are running. The plane is now a safe environment for Sam and the other baby Diplodocus. Well, I wouldn't say baby, it's childish adolescent. Previously, Sam was 1 year old, but now Sam is 15 years old. Sam is again tired and is sleeping. He then sees a charging carnivore. Sam starts to run away by the presence of it. The dinosaur seems to be a Zooxantheranus, or a Z-Rex for short. It seems to have gone away. Sam continues eating food. Sam sees a tiny creature running. He's alerted. It seems to be a velociraptor. It might pounce on him at any time, but it seems to be running away. He sees another dinosaur chasing after it. To him it seems to be a Diplodocus. It looks like a Tyrannosaurus. And that's what makes it distinguishable. But then it sees a large carnivore. A large carnivore seems to be getting ever so closer. Then sees the velociraptor running again. And then more Z-Rexes come. He's starting to get scared. Sam will need to try to get in habitats that are more suitable for him, such as the coasts, such as the main coast. A carnivore seems to be edging ever so closer to him. He's alerted and starts running away. The carnivore just seems to go the other way with his pack. Sam is now a young adult. He has friends. Then he suddenly sees a charging Mapusaurus. Then he sees another one. It attacks him. He retaliates by kicking him. Sam has been weakened severely by the attack. He knows a tactic. If he eats food, then he'll heal. He uses this to his advantage to regain health. He sees a Z-Rex, and then a Tyrannosaurus Rex appears out of nowhere. He is scared. He cannot deal with Tyrannosaurus Rexes just yet. He will be able to kill them later on. The Tyrannosaurus Rex is seems to be coming a little closer. And then he sees the Sarcosuchus. He starts running. He knows how deadly Sarcosuchuses can be. Especially if they do their death roll. The T-Rex stalks closer. Sam is not really worried anymore, as he found out the Tyrannosaurus Rex is peaceful, not hostile. He continues eating. He sees a Pentaceratops behind him. And he sees a big dinosaur charging towards the Tyrannosaurus. He walks past the Tyrannosaurus, not attacking him. That dinosaur is being chased by an Acrocanthosaurus. And then he sees the Sarcosuchus stalking ever closer, but not going near him. The Sarcosuchus has disappeared. He sees a Pentaceratops and what seems to be a Carcharodontus, an acro fighting. It has the the Acrocanthosaurus has won, killing the Pentaceratops. He then sees a fellow. He's fighting against one of them, but he successfully kills him. He sees something small. He sees two small things off in the distance. They seem to be velociraptors or something like the velociraptor. Then he sees a Raphatitan, and then behind him was a Citapati. As well as the T-Rex, Sam cannot handle a Giraffatitan. A Dilophosaurus has killed one of the small velociraptor-like beings. The City Patty charges away. He sees a baby Acrocanthosaurus. It has disappeared from his sight. The Acrocanthosaurus may have killed him. He sees the City Patty. He's a Stegosaurus and an Acrocanthosaurus. He spots a Pentaceratops. He's getting pretty tired, so he will sleep. He sees an Acrocanthosaurus get closer. He spots a Mapusaurus. It makes a call, but the Pentaceratops attacks it. The thing fights back, but it is no match. It looks behind him and then sees the Acro. Sam can feel him charging. He's an Acrocanthosaur. He hears something behind him. It was just an Acrocanthosaurus. He spots some more young adults. Then he is attacked by an iguanodon. He is forced to fight off. He brings down the iguanodon, but he is on low health. He needs to eat. He cannot fight any other dinosaur. He needs to regen this instant. He needs to be prepared for any other dinosaur strikes. He has been overeating. He is now way slower. He hears something roar. Sees something. It's an iguanodon. He's ready to become an adult. Sam is now a fully grown Diplodocus. He has become smaller, but that's due to the posture. He feels something. He spots a City Patty. He kills it in one shot. He feels way stronger than before. He feels like he can take on a Giraffe Titan, even two Tyrannosaurs, even those things that made him scared when he was just a baby. The Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Sarcosuchus, the Giraffatites, and the Giraffatites do not scare him anymore. He feels like a god. He sees that one city patty that is attacking his kind. He kills it. A dinosaur comes in for an attack. He repels it. He kills the dinosaur. He killed that velociraptor that attacked the dinosaur. He does not feel scared. He makes that dinosaur that attacked him and the Stegosaurus trip over. He gets attacked by a velociraptor. Due to logic, he is now forced into the ground. But luckily for him, he kills the thing that stuffed him into the ground. Because yes, physics exists. Now he has broken himself out of the ground. He is now on higher caution. He will scout out the area. The dinosaur tries to take a bite out of him. They are hurting him a lot. They are attacking him from behind. He kills one of them. He then kills one of them. He will pretend to not notice. He took out 2 dinosaurs. He took out 2 apexes. These are Carcharodontosaurus. He took out 2 Zeuxanthoranises. He feels stronger than ever. Feels as if he can take on every dinosaur in the world. He sees 2 more Zeuxanthoranises. They already know not to mess with him because they have already seen what an onslaught has happened. The pterosaur attacks. He shrugs it off as it wasn't much. He tries to frighten them off. He sniffs one out. Sees a Diplodocus. He scares off the Diplodocus. He knows he tried to attack him. He notices a particularly ugly dinosaur. Due to his extremely long attack range, he knows that he might be able to take on a giraffe titan. But he only attacks things that aggravate him. He spots a triceratops and has killed some smaller dinosaur. It seems that there are 2 trikes in the giraffe titan. He roars at him. Then the Carcharodontosaurus seems to have roared. He spots a small dinosaur. He then spots a Therizinosaur-like dinosaur. There's an adolescent. There's a young adult. There's a young adult Diplodocus. He seems to have attacked. He uses extremely long range. He absolutely destroys the being. Sent him back to square one. He spots an iguanodon, one of the species that, for some reason, decided to harm him. Sam was only a young adult when he was attacked. He sees the giraffe titan. The giraffe The Titan seems to be extremely slow. He will be able to outrun it. He sees a particularly large pterosaur. Sam realizes that he is very sleepy. He hasn't slept in a long time, so he's going to start sleeping now. Sam has lived a long life.